Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Crafting with Lisa. I'm going to be doing a little coloring video for you. This video is just to show you how I get my shading and some of the techniques that I use that may be helpful to you. I will be using Spectrum Noir Alcohol markers, and the stamp that I will be using is Elf Queen Sparkle from A&M Memories. I'm part of their design team. I love all of their stamps. If you would like to purchase any of their stamps, you can go to their Etsy store. I've put a link up in the paragraph on the blog so that you can go ahead and follow it and pick up any stamp. Like I said, they have great stamps. Also, just to let you know, I will be using Spectrum Noir Sparkle markers. This is one thing that I purchased in my craft room that I use all the time, whether it be a clear sparkle marker or a colored marker with sparkles. They are great and I use them all the time. It's a great way to bring your card alive. What I used the sparkle on was her eyeshadow, her lips, and I believe I used it on her fairy wings as well. Oh, I'm sorry, the wings on her. Now, just to let you know, if you're printing a digi stamp, I use an inkjet printer. If that is what you use, just a little bit of advice, let that ink dry overnight. If you don't, the alcohol markers actually pulls up the ink after it's been printed, and it will bleed into your coloring. Also, if you are stamping, you'll want to use Memento ink. That actually works really good with any alcohol markers. Another tip is that when you are coloring, it's probably a good idea to cut a border around your stamp, and that's just so that if you have any bleed out of line, you can cut that around and you won't be coloring all over your fingers. Also, I always lay something behind my stamp when I'm coloring. That is because you need something back there to absorb when it runs through. You'll need something that it'll lay down on. Now, how I color, as you can see in the video, I take my lightest color, I do a shade to wet my paper, then I'll come in with my darker color, then my medium color and start blending the dark to the medium, and then I'll go over another time with my lightest color. Sometimes this has to be done a couple of times just to get that shade that you want. Also, when you are coloring, you want to use paper that's glossy or extra smooth paper. I actually use Spectrum Noir glossy smooth paper. I'll put a link to that up in the blog as well. If you don't want to use that, I suggest that you get this, a very smooth paper, because if you use another paper, what will happen is you will actually ruin your tips on your markers, and you will also get a pull up of the fiber and the papers. It's almost if you took a eraser and just wet it and erased. You'll get the paper break down. And there's nothing worse than having your stamp that you spent so much time on just start shedding the paper, I guess. If you have any questions along the way and you want to ask, please don't hesitate to send me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if there's a technique that you would like me to try, I will do it. I will give it a go and see what we get out of it. Like I said, if there's anything you like to do or would like me to do, just let me know. Also, if you could do me a favor and just like my video and like my channel so I can build up my audience. I'm new to this. So, the more likes I get, the better it'll be. Like I said, I am on the A&M Memories design team, and go ahead and take a look at their stamps. I'm sure you can find something that you like. Like I said, they have great stamps. I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of music while you watch me color. Towards the end, I will come back on and give you a little list on how I put my card together. Thanks and happy listening. Hi and welcome back. Just wanted to let you know, after I'm finished cutting out my stamp, what I do is take a black marker and I will go around the whole outside of the stamp to take away that white border in between it, on the sides of the stamp. I also will take the black marker and go over any spots that I think need a little bit of highlighting. I think I actually did around the whole stamp and did some highlighting of the black where her dress ripples are. I also did her eyelashes so that they could be seen a little bit better, and also in her hair, the streaks, just to pull the stamp out a little bit to give it, I guess you could call it maybe a little bit like a 3D stamp. After I'm finished doing that, what I do is go ahead and put my card together. I usually try to use the base of the card, then a layer on top, and sometimes I will use a third or a fourth layer, whatever I think will go best. With this particular card, I actually used foam tape to put the tape to pop up the stamp and the background, the first layer and the stamp. Then I used the Christmas sentiment. I also put together a little Christmas gift, which is a shaker card. It actually had some gems in it that will shake. I also, one thing that I always forget to do is when I go to wrap around my first layer, you'll always want to do that before you adhere your layer to the card base, so you can wrap it around the back and hide any rough edges or any glue that you may need to use. This is the little shaker card that I put together and put the little shakers in. Then I went ahead and adhered that to the card. I did do a little sparkle coloring on that. This is where I have the foam tape and just added the ribbon to the first layer, then added it to the base. And there's the sentiment that I used and cut off the edges. And there's our little queen there. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for joining me for the video, and have a great day. Hope you enjoyed.